Really? We just couldn't have it back yet. Alright, everybody, you guys all know why we're here. I do Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. There's a new ban list. It came out late last night at about 10 o'clock at night. I was laying down for bed. I almost got up and made a live reaction video, but decided to just go ahead and read this crazy ban list. And then just do a discussion topic on it. Go through the cards, discuss each thing, why it's banned, how it affects things for competitive and casual as best I can. Not a competitive player. I don't play in tournaments again, like you all probably have heard me say 1,000 times over and over again. But let's go ahead and dig into this crazy ban list. The first thing we have here is, of course, the Samsara Lotus. It's an FTK thing. Preemptive. Cool. Don't like FTKs. That's fine. But far more exciting, if we scroll down here, we get the Nightmare Goblin. Nightmare Goblin, I'm happy to see go. I don't really like Nightmare Goblin. I don't like the Goki stuff it does in competitive play. I don't really like when I'm playing online and I have to deal with the Nightmare Goblin shenanigans because it's an enabler that just enables way too much crazy stuff. I'm happy to see that thing go. And just get out of here. Get out of my card game. Scrolling down, we have MX Saber Invoker. So this combined with Nightmare Goblin really puts Goki rank 3 just in check and almost out of the game. And with future stuff we see, it looks like Goki's going to have a little bit of hard time bouncing back. I don't play against Goki too often online, playing casual and stuff, but I know in the competitive ring that thing's kind of making everything stale with the Yu-Ling combination. This will make it harder for them to perform that Yu-Ling combination, but I don't count Goki out. But we'll get more into that later. Let's keep scrolling. Oh yeah, there's nothing on here. No spells, no traps, nothing there was limited. Now we do get to an unfortunate tale. Rest in peace, ABC players. A good budget deck had to die, and I was just as confused as some of the YouTubers I watched their reactions of until I found out that it was an FTK type strategy that involved Firewall, and as we already saw the Link monsters that are banned, you guys already know, you guys probably already seen this list like 1,000 times. Firewall can't be banned, apparently. So instead, ABC had to go down and take the fall for all of the sins. But, I mean, everybody knows what's next. Everybody's super excited. There he is, boys and girls. He's back. Too long has he been banned. There's a few other things I kind of would have liked to have seen unbanned. You can just go right there. But anyways, I love he's back. I'm super excited. I'm really happy. I'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't think heroes are going to do anything. I don't think there's going to be anything too crazy. We'll have to see with the Destiny hero deck coming out and with some of the new support that's come out for heroes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe heroes are going to just go off and become cool again and be tier 1. I doubt it. I think they might be a rogue contender with just a little bit more of a hero boost. Maybe we'll see totally heroes slow down and a new, more hero-centric deck kind of take the center stage. We'll just have to see what happens. Since it's already on screen here, we'll go ahead and talk about this a bit. Morphine Jar. I was really kind of iffy on Morphine Jar coming back. I know in the competitive scene they're afraid of it. We'll probably see some shenanigans on the casual side of people using Morphine Jar all over the place. The only thing I realized, though, is when I looked it up earlier and was reading its effect, is that it does make you discard your hand. And that's really dangerous with another card that's on this list, with the Danger archetype. I think we're going to see a lot more Dark World Danger or just straight pure Danger decks having more power cards because they can discard their whole hand and trigger all of their effects, which is going to be really powerful and dangerous. I already don't like really facing that deck as it is already because it kind of is kind of dangerous. I mean, it's overcomable. I beat it with Shaddolls and stuff like that, but I mean, you guys saw that kind of stuff. I'm happy with Heavy Metal Foe's Electromite being hit. I don't like Pendulum decks. I don't like the power Electromite gives them back. Yeah, I think 1 is about perfect. Firewall should have been banned, but that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to specifically talk about that. Electromite, happy to see it banned. It gives the Pendulums way too much power. This forces them to have to play other Link monsters if they want to continue to do multiple Pendulum summons, or they have to find a way to recycle Electromite, which isn't too easy to do in most Pendulum decks. I faced that card way too many times. I use it in Odd Eyes. I'm going to have to modify my Odd Eyes deck online because it uses 2 Electromite. I've been full support of this, though. Since he's down here, we also have our Psyframe Lord Omega. I think this thing should have been at 1 almost the week it came out. The ability to spam 3 out on the board in zombies or other synchro spam decks, including plants. One of my favorite, arguably my favorite deck, is a little bit of a problem child when it comes to that. But breaking a hand and then forcing your opponent to play with like 2 cards or 3 cards in their starting hand was just way too busted. I'm glad it's gone down to 1. That puts it right where I think it is, because it puts it back into the frame of what a lot of staple synchro monsters go through, where they go into a phase of flat where you're only going to play 1, but also a lot of decks that have a large toolbox, the element, only play 1 anyway, so they're not going to be affected by this. Just try to scroll down here so we just get this first one. We have the trade-off for Stratos, which is a Hero Lives, which does suck. Hero decks are going to take a bit of a hit from that. It's a great card for them. But hey, I mean, if we can trade 2 a Hero Lives to get back Stratos, and then I think if the deck doesn't do anything, and they kind of lose their fear of Heroes a bit, they might be willing to either give us more Stratos or give us back a Hero Lives. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see more like the OCG side of things, where we get more Stratos and things like that. Who knows? We'll have to see. Although they just had their ban list, and I think they are semi-limited to Hero Lives. So anyways, let's scroll down to a card that MQT is way too excited is back. She plays traditional. I don't know why she's this excited for it to be back. Card Destruction. Card Destruction combined with Morphine Jar is going to make dangerous, pun intended. It's going to give them 2 ways to completely wipe out their hand, wipe your hand out, make you draw a new card, so you have to take whatever you got new, and it allows them to trigger off all of their effects, which could lead to board wipes and shenanigans up a storm. I am not looking forward to facing these decks online in the casual perspective. I will be curious to see what they can do in the competitive. I don't think they'll do anything too competitive until we see what comes out in Soul Fusions later in October. But I'm sure it's not going to be pretty whatsoever. This next one here is a bit of a mixed bag for me. I wanted this hit. I wanted this limited. But 2 days ago, I recorded a Let's Build, because I'm trying to plan and get some videos recorded beforehand, running, I think, multiple Hornet Drones. I'm pretty sure my deck runs 2. Now it's only allowed to run 1, and I have to choose to either put out the video and in the deck profile talk about how you can only play 1, or I've got to re-record my 5 duels, and I really don't want to do that because it did really well and I had a lot of fun, but I don't want to do it again. So I'm probably just going to put that video out, but I am super happy because pure Sky Strikers don't need Hornet Drones. They only need 1 at best. They can run without any. But this puts the engine in check, and I hate the engine. I hate playing against the engine. And now they've got to play more bricky ones instead of being able just to run engages and Hornet Drones, which allow them to go into Link 3s or 4s or whatever their deck can combo off and do. I'm happy to see that all that's hopefully going to be dead and buried with only 1 Hornet Drones. Applaud there. Applaud there. And speaking of applauding, we got Super Poly back. They refused to give us back Construct, but they gave us back Super Poly. And I don't think any competitive decks are going to use Super Poly. I don't think there's any use for Super Poly in most major decks. But for us Shaddoll players, we're just inching closer to relevance. They just got to give us back that Construct, and we'll start inching our way back to being awesome. And maybe, who knows, I don't think if Shaddolls came back they would do anything in the meta, but it'd be cool to see them come back and maybe become a good, solid rogue, or maybe even a tier 2 deck. But until they give us a Construct, I don't actually think Shaddolls are going anywhere fast. But let's just kind of keep on trucking here into the semi-limits, which, I mean, Dark Destroyer's at 2. Cosmo's not doing anything casually. Cosmo's not doing anything competitively. Who really cares at this point that it's now at 2? Probably, I predict, probably within the next ban list or 2, once when they see that Cosmo's still not doing anything, they're going to bump it to 3. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Now, this next pick is actually something I found a little odd. Called by the Grave to 2. We also missed one. I'm going to have to backtrack because I accidentally skipped one. Don't call me on it, guys, but don't let me forget. I got to scroll back for it. Called by the Grave to 2 is interesting because this was our answer to hand traps. It's a good answer to hand traps. It's a good answer to any graveyard-based effects. It's good against Shadalls. It's good against Burning Abyss. It's good against so much. I think maybe it was just a little too good. And in a meta that's currently defined by Goki and whether or not you have a hand trap to stop it, I think maybe they wanted to put it in check to allow us to kind of control our opponent's boards when we go seconds and not have to worry about as many Called by the Graves. That's all I really got on that. Limiter removal. I think we might see maybe a more Cyber Dragon decks running limiter removal to try to like win mores or give you good push, but I don't think we're going to see it do anything major in either competitive or casual. Scapegoat is now at 2, which is kind of a hit. I would have rather have seen it go to 1 because it's a little too powerful. Firewall and all that. I would have liked to seen it reined in more. And this is like one of the only 2 cards that get hit to kind of put in Trickstars at all. And it's barely a hit, and the next one's barely a hit. You guys already know the list. I don't know why I'm trying to keep it secret or anything. It doesn't affect me personally. It does affect some of the casual scene a little bit because a lot of people like to tech in Scapegoats because it's defensive. It also allows you to link off. We see it all over in the competitive scene because it allows you to link into the nightmares and everything else so well. And then, of course, our last semi-limit is, of course, Terraforming. I'm a little sad. I love Lair. I love playing Lair of Darkness. This puts me down to 8 instead of 9 ways to access it. I also play old spell counters that use the Citadel of Endymion a lot. So this puts me down on that to 2. But it doesn't hurt me too bad because it's only a semi-limit and not limited. If it was limited, ooh, that would hurt a lot worse. But semi-limited, I can still run. I just have to replace it with one other card, and that's not too bad. Now, for the useless coming off the lists here, Apocalypse Towers, it's not doing anything. There's so many kaijus that came out. There's so many other ways to get around it nowadays. We don't have to run weird crap anymore. It's not doing anything competitively. I haven't played Klee once in casual format in like forever. I think maybe I'm going to play in Legacy of the Duelist, and that's about the biggest I'm going to be playing it in a casual format, and that's not against real people. So, Klee's not doing anything right now. Unless if like Scout came off or something, I don't think we'll see Klee doing anything crazy. Destiny Hero Disc Commander, it's got an errata. I don't actually know what the errata is. You'll have to look it up. Once when I heard that it was errata and was going to be pretty crappy, I was just like, oh, okay, I don't like Destiny Heroes that much to begin with, so why do I care to look it up? I should, because I was going to do a ban list discussion, but, I mean, it's Destiny Hero Disc Commander. He used to be, like, I think, draw cards, and now he's, who knows, probably pretty bad. Burial from the Different Dimension. No one's running it. Like, that's all we could say. Like, that's basically what you can say for all 4 cards on here. Ring of Destruction, Burial from a Different Dimension, Destiny Hero, Disc Commander, and Apocalypse Towers. So no one's running it, or no one's going to run it after the errata. All they care about is competitive play. They don't care about us casual players. So none of these things are doing anything in either field anyways. So that's basically it. I mean, like, the only thing we have left is scrolling back up to the limiteds real quick because I did this when I was reading the list for the first time too. Skipped Exciton Knight. He is interesting. We don't have any strong. I think the only strong rank 4 deck, and it's not even a rank 4 deck, but a deck that has access to rank 4s fairly well, in my opinion, is Pendulum Magician. Pendulum Magician took a hit with Heavy Metal Electromite going down, and really I don't see them making Exciton Knight too often, really. I don't think they're going to. like Satellar Knights isn't played, Warrior rank 4 isn't played. There's no good rank 4 decks running around. There's a strong rank 3 deck running around. Hi, Burning Abyss, you won't go away. Banlist won't hit you anytime soon, except for the OCG did. If I remember correctly, in the OCG banlist that came out, Dante went to 2, which is interesting. It's probably because they are more afraid of Burning Abyss than we are. We're very accepting of that Burning Abyss. They are not. But Exciton Knight, I don't think he's going to do much. He might get teched in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see a rank 4 deck come in and be like, oh, finally, I've been waiting for the Exciton Knight to come back. Now, obviously, highlight reel here, Stratos is back. That's the best thing to come off of it. It's sad that Firewall's still alive, but if I really just wanted to see something come out of this list, like something put on, I wouldn't have mind Invoked being hit in some form or way, whether if it's limiting down Alistair or the field spell to lower down the consistency rating of getting to their combos every time. I mean, I guess you could say they hit Terraforming, but it's not really hitting the engine in particular. I would like to have seen that, not like be banned, not be limited even, but maybe down to 2 or something, just to hit the consistency of the Invoked engine, especially since I think Mech Knight Invoked competitively, since what I've seen online and played against it online so much, I think it might become a good contender in this upcoming format. Also, I would have liked to have seen something happen to Trickstar, specifically Droll and Reincarnation, and the more I've thought about it since I read the list, the more I think it has to be Reincarnation. Droll is just too good for slowing down heavy search decks. It's stopping players from just adding cards and adding cards and adding cards with their hands, whereas Reincarnation is only good for Trickstars. It's only good for that one deck, so if we have to choose something to skewer to get rid of the combo, I feel personally, it has to be Reincarnation. And I don't even like Reincarnation anyways. You can say Reincarnation can be replaced, but not that trap speed. You can't replace with the trap speed. You can't replace the banishment, because if you replace it with like, well, they got card destruction, they'll just use card destruction to troll instead. It'll be card destruction, troll, and Lockbird. But it goes to my graveyard. And if I'm playing Shadal's, I'm playing Burning Abyss, fill up my graveyard. That's what I want. Bring it. And if I could have seen one more thing be hit, I don't really... Maybe Altergeist. I'm kind of salty maybe a little bit towards Altergeist from the Predadragons, but maybe Altergeists, maybe, but really, like, those were the two big things I would have liked to have seen hit. Just the consistency hit. Don't try to kill Invoke, just give it a consistency hit, and then get rid of Reincarnation, just so we don't have to deal, because, like, I don't feel like limiting it, or semi-limiting it will be enough, because Candina can search it, Light Stage can search it. There's just way too many things that can pull Reincarnation, because they already pull Reincarnation out. And if they have the Droll, and they can pull their Reincarnation, it'll still be cause a problem. And be degenerate. Oh, yeah. One last thing. The two things I would have liked to have seen moved up, obviously, would have been Firewall Dragon. Should have just been banned. I don't care if it's the main guy's monster. Get rid of him. I hate him. He's a degenerate. He's bad for casual. He's bad for competitive. He's bad for everybody. And then also, of course, I would have liked to have seen Scapegoat be limited, just to make, because it's an unsearchable card, making it at 1 would cause the power play of it to go down considerably. And everyone's still going to run it at 2. It's barely a consistency hit at 2. Things I would have liked to have seen come off, though, honestly, actually, looking at the list, seeing that we got back Stratos, obviously, I would have liked to have seen Elshal Construct come off. I love Construct. I really would like to see that deck come back, and I feel like Construct's not going to do anything heavy in the meta too much. Another card I would like to see come off the list, because I think it would be interesting, and I want to see if it would do anything if we brought it back, either like limited more or less. I would like to see what would happen if we brought back Shuret. I want to see what happens if we drop Shuret to 1. And see if Necroz can do anything. I think that would be an interesting thing to see. And then another pick to see something come off the ban list, just because I think either, it's about time, or it's a ghoul, or it's a card I think just, should be given us back for whatever reasons. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I have a good answer for this one, actually. I'm not sure there's anything I see, really, even looking through the list now, that I'm like, just get it off the list. Why not? It's not doing anything. I'm going to just go with a stable answer and say Book of Moon. Book of Moon's good. It's not going to do anything if we bring it back to 3, I don't think. I don't, like, what's it going to stop? Xyz plays? No one's Xyzing anymore. It can help stop Link plays, which would actually be good for the game, because if you go first, you could set your Book of Moon, and then activate it to flip something face down to stop a Link play. Or if they make their board and you go, you could try to Book of Moon their Tri-Gate, let them negate, and that would waste their negation for the turn. Or he's face down. Well, no, he can't be face down with Link monsters. Yeah, bring Book of Moon back. It's going to do nothing. It would be there to stop Link plays if you can set it. Otherwise, it's just set in your hand, staring at a Link board doing nothing, because you can't put him in face down defense. It's perfect. Bring it back. Put it at 3. Who cares? But yeah. Bring back Construct for sure. Hashtag bring Construct home. Hashtag always a spot in my extra deck. And let's bring Shura back. I think it's time. Let's see what Necroz can do. I mean, if we really want to be radical and see, like, if they want to mix up the format, though, put all the Dragon Rulers to 1. That would mix up a format. But that's just my thoughts. Obviously, I could be wrong, but what can I do? Thank you so much for watching this discussion video over the ban list. I'm hoping to have I Am Bread and other things up soon, and it won't be so much card game shenanigans all the time on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give the video a like. Think about subscribing even, and hey, have fun.